Բարերիս հայրն է շարունակվում Փան Արմենյանի ուղիղ եթերում եւ ես արդեն հյուրի հետ պատրաստվում եմ զրույցի։ Հյուրը Կարլո Գոմեսն է, ով հանդիսանում է շատ հետաքրքիր լուսանկարիչ եւ փորձում է լուսանկարել կանանց, ովքեր որ միգուցե չհայտնվեն տարբեր ամսագրերի շապիկին, քանի որ ունեն ավելի գոքավոր տեսք, միգուցե ունեն ավելորդ քաշ, ամեն դեպքում Կարլոն փորձում է նրանց ավելի գեղեցիկ կերպով մատուցել եւ ներկայացնել հանրությանը։ Խոսենք նրա հետ եւ պարզենք նրա գործունեության մանրամասները, քանի որ մեր հյուրը նաև ունի մագազին, ունի ժուրնալ, ինչպես նշում են, եւ կարողանում է բոլոր կանանց լուսանկարները հենց հրապարակել այնտեղ։ Good morning, Karlo. How are you?
I'm doing very good. Yes, Shatlavam.
Great.
Merci.
That's a great pronunciation.
Thanks.
So how do you usually spend your morning? Are you a morning person?
You know, I am and I'm not. So I love the morning because it's sunny and I get to drink coffee, but I don't like getting up in the morning.
It's hard, especially for people who like to do art, maybe.
Yeah, and I go to bed late. So I'm always just in that creative mind space, you know? So I love mornings, but I don't like getting up in the morning.
That's funny because your magazine is called SundayMorningView, so
Very
it's
true.
all about morning.
It is.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the vision that you had before creating your magazine and what's it all about?
I mean, I've just been in the industry of shooting photography for about 9 years. And I've also been married for 18 years. So I kind of learned a thing or two about women in the industry. And I started to see that there was like a direct issue where women felt very insecure. The majority of them did. So I'm like, there's a big problem there. We wanted to do something about it. And that's kind of how the magazine came about.
So it has been around, you said, for how long, the magazine?
3 years.
3 years.
Well, the magazine, 2 years, but we started the social media about 3 years ago.
So what is the main purpose of the magazine? You said it's to showcase the beautiful side of every type of the women. So what is the...
So we're a progressive online magazine and we definitely challenge the status quo. We do this by inspiring women to celebrate their curves, embrace their beauty. We showcase diversity. You'll find different shapes, sizes, and ethnicities in the magazine. It's actually amazing because most women aren't accustomed to that. They're accustomed to what media propagates. They're accustomed to like one type of beauty, and then women feel they have to conform or shape themselves to fit into that pocket. And if they don't, they feel like they're not good enough, they're not beautiful enough. They need to change something. So we're the opposite of that.
How do you manage to find the models that you think are good for your magazine, and is it challenging to actually work with women in that way?
You know, it's interesting. I think that the majority of women deserve to feel beautiful, and women are all around us. So we're able to find anybody. It could be a barista, a woman who's a salesman, anybody. We do get a lot of submissions as well, about 100 a week. And when it comes in terms of working with women, that is an interesting thing. It's a beautiful thing, but a lot of girls are very shy.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask, because they need to be vulnerable. They need to show their their different sides. So how do you manage to make them feel super comfortable?
Well, it's a tradition to take a shot of vodka when we start on set.
Oh, really? Okay.
But yeah, it's a matter of communicating, you know? It's like being able to communicate. And when you communicate with another human being, you know, if you feel there's something there, then you're able to open up. So I feel like I'm pretty good at that, you know.
So there are different stories that are featured in your magazine, and are there stories that typically they inspire you and also you think are super, you know, powerful for all the women out there? Because there are so many different women that have maybe the same problems, they're going through the same thing, but they don't know. So how has that impacted in terms of, you know, maybe through social media for other women as well, seeing your stories, seeing those women that may have the same problems?
Right, yeah. So when it comes down to the stories, one of the biggest things that we look for is something where a woman could read it or a girl can read it. And she could be 3,000 miles away and she could be like, wow, that girl's just like me. You know, I'm going through the same issues as her. I have her curves, you know, I have cellulite, I have stretch marks. And it makes her feel like she's accepted, like she's not alone. And I think that's been the biggest barrier, is that women feel like they're alone when it comes to these certain things, these imperfections as society calls, but we call them beauty marks. They're beautiful things. So when we highlight those things and we showcase them, and a woman reads it and she sees the imagery, she's like, she's a beautiful woman, and she's gone through stuff I've gone through, the struggles. I love it, you know? It makes them feel like they're a part of something. And at the end of the day, everybody wants to be a part of something. They want to be a part of a culture, something where they feel accepted, where they feel wanted. So I feel like we've built a good community of women who understand that.
As a male photographer, do you face any challenges working with them? Because this is actually, as I've come to understand, it's almost no makeup photo shoots, and people and women are more natural, so they don't need to ask you all the time, oh, so this is my good side, or can I see the photo, does it need to be retouched, etc. But still, there are women and they want to look beautiful.
Yeah.
So what are the challenges that you face with them?
So when they come, they don't really know that we have a very strict no makeup policy for all photo shoots. So they come in with makeup. Okay. And I'm like, you have to wipe off the makeup. And they're like, what? They're like, this took time. I'm like, no, you have to take it off. So once they remove it, they feel very vulnerable at that point in moment. And again, just going through the process of making them feel comfortable, showing them the imagery. It's a beautiful thing when a girl sees the photos and she's like, wow, that's me? Like that's my body. I have no makeup and that's me. You know, that is a beautiful feeling that you get. But fast forwarding that, we don't airbrush any of the models either. We keep them as they are. You know, we amplify the tones and the color and do all those things, but we're not into airbrushing. We're not into, on our photo shoots, no makeup. It's a strict policy for photo shoots, no makeup.
And also there is, I think, a little controversy when women are trying to be natural and curvy. You might have some opinions about them being healthy as well, because health, for me, doesn't have to come in a specific size or shape, but still, do you face that controversy and people's opinions about that as well, and how you find the balance?
Oh yeah. When it comes to social media, we're always gonna have trolls and haters, no matter what. But in regards to like weight and health, a lot of people find a direct correlation with being healthy with having a six-pack, which is very untrue. I mean, your body is very miserable at that point. Like, you're just counting calories, you know? So, I mean, health is not a direct correlation to having a six-pack or being that lean. It's really about how you feel, and you could see it when you're glowing or when your skin just is like there's health there, you know? But we do get a lot of concerns with some of the women who are a little bit heavier, more plus size. You get people who think they know, like they're doctors or something, or nutritionists, and they're like, oh my gosh, she's so unhealthy, she's so overweight, she's so fat. And these girls go through that. But luckily we have a community that when these comments occur, the girls come out. Like, they come out with bats.
But what would your advice be to those women who are actually very self-conscious and they're seeing those comments, or they're seeing women every day that look unreal to them, and they're having self-doubt issues? So what would you advise them?
I would say definitely just be your...
Block it out, maybe?
Well, I mean, you can't block it out. It's always going to be there. Yeah, but it's just a matter of knowing your true self. Like, when you know your true self, you know who you are, then you don't need anybody's validation. Even if somebody tells you you're not attractive or you're overweight, but you know who you are, you're like, that's cool. I don't even know you, but that's cool. You know, when you have that confidence, you know, people gravitate to that energy. Now, it sounds simple, but it's hard to achieve. So I think when people start working on themselves, self-improving themselves, growing themselves, these comments won't really affect them. And when they start to see other women that are like them, they feel like they have an army. They feel like they have people that support them. So I think that the more and more they start to see this, that women will start to understand that there is light, you know, they can change. And right now it's the era of the woman.
For sure. Yeah. We'll talk more about your exhibitions and your future projects after the commercial break. Գովազդային կարճատև դադարից հետո մենք կշարունակենք մեր զրույցը Կարլոյի հետ։ Բարելիս հայրն է, շարունակվում Փանարմենյանի ուղիղ եթերում, եւ ես շարունակում եմ զրույցս Կարլոյի հետ, ով լուսանկարիչ է եւ սիրում է մասնավորապես լուսանկարել կանանց։ Okay, Karlo, let's talk about your journey in terms of photography, and you did a lot of exhibitions. So let's talk about that as well. And what was the theme, the major theme of your art exhibition?
So my last exhibition that I had was December the 10th in Miami at like the biggest art show of the year for Art Basel. I mean, I've dreamed about it for years. And I was actually accompanied with the company that I partnered with called A Complete. And it was beautiful. So I had 22 pieces flown in from LA to Miami. And we had about 1,000 people who came out. And the whole theme was to make the women feel like art, because that's my motto. Every time I'm in the presence of shooting a girl, I want to make her feel like art. So we had real women. I shot all these girls, and I shot also 15 girls in 2 days in Miami. Wow. To stick to what I stand for, making her feel like art. So I remember putting up this post and my DM just got flooded because it was a free photo shoot. And it was amazing to be able to see it come to life.
How do people react to these photos, seeing those? And you have, I mean, we can see that there are a lot of guests. So what is the reaction?
The reaction was amazing. I mean, one of the things that I got, because there's open windows as you're walking by, is that they walked in because they saw real women. There were women that weren't sugar-coated. And they're like, I need to go see what this is about. You know, I had women who have stretch marks, women who are very muscular. I had one woman who has 3 kids and has stretch marks on her stomach, but she's a beautiful woman. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. She's a mother.
Right.
You know, so I highlighted that beauty. And I think a lot of women were able to interpret that, and they understood that these women were truly art. So it was great.
I can actually proudly say that our community, Armenian women, are very beautiful as well. So I've heard that you might have some projects with Armenian women. So what are your thoughts about that?
I think Armenian women are extremely beautiful. You girls have amazing curves. Your beauty is just different, and I like that. And yeah, I've had a lot of thoughts about doing an exhibition, doing some type of artwork or art piece with Armenian women. So I definitely want to do one in the next few months, and I want to showcase how beautiful Armenian women are, their curves and their beauty.
That would be amazing. So this is something that you do for the magazine as well, of course, showcasing the women, but do you have any personal projects that besides women you like to shoot, or that's your main personal, favorite type of photography?
This has been it. The magazine has consumed me day in and day out. I mean, I wake up, I eat, sleep, and poop it. Like this is what I love, In an essence, like what I do as a photographer is a direct correlation with what the magazine stands for, in a sense. So this is my project, my baby. It's been a journey.
And of course, you wouldn't be able to do it by yourself. You have writers and people who work on it. And the amazing thing is that they work for free, which is very rare too. So how did you find those people? So, like I was mentioned before, I've been married for 18 years. And my wife is a huge backbone to the magazine. I think I learned a lot of my processes in that step, where I would be like, I think this is good, and she's like, nah, this is not good. It was a woman's perspective, and as a male, I wasn't truly understanding or seeing that. So that really helped to shape the magazine to what it is now, because honestly, the perspective of a male is definitely different than a woman. And with that being said, shaping the magazine, we didn't know how we were going to get writers, but we have some amazing writers. We have like 22 or 23 right now. We're going to be adding more, and all of them do work pro bono. They work for the magazine because they love our philosophy. They love what we stand for. They love what they're able to do in terms of changing other women through their words. So yeah. Right. So what are your main goals in terms of your magazine? So what do you want to do maybe in next 2 years or 3 years, the project that you're looking for? Our main thing is to help women. The main thing is that hopefully we can change the way society perceives beauty. And if we could just do that, then our goal is accomplished. That's our main thing. We don't have a milestone of like, we want this many subscribers or this many viewers. We just want to be able to change the way society views beauty as a whole, that you don't have to be 5'10", Eurocentric, certain way. I'm not saying that those women aren't beautiful, but they've just been given a lot of glory, and the other women have
been left to the side.
And how do you feel the impact that you are making? So women, they write to you, so how do you feel that it has actually affected them?
Oh man, you know, sometimes like it's crazy because I'll show my wife the DMs, or we have a social media editor, her name is Marilyn. She does a great job with the social media, but when she sends us some of the stuff, like she'll send it to my wife, her name is Marie, and she'll start to cry.
Wow.
And I'm like, I don't know what's happening. She's just crying in the corner, right? And then she's like, it's so beautiful what this girl wrote. And yeah, at times it's very difficult to be able to say, you know, that you have to be confident enough and see yourself in a different light to be able to pursue what you want in life. But it's great. I love that we're getting these DMs. I love that we're helping girls, and I love that we're affecting them in a positive light.
And you're always surrounded with women, so
Yeah.
I'm sure it doesn't bother your wife because,
No.
as we can see, you're going strong. But do you guys have any issues about that at all?
No, actually, it's quite interesting. I get a lot of DMs about that.
Okay, so no.
Yeah, I'm constantly around women. I mean, every day. I actually feel really weird if I'm not. But no, we don't have any issues. We have a very growth mindset in a relationship. We understand who we are as individuals. We understand what we want to do, and we never hold each other back. I think in relationships that happens. I feel that a lot of people get very jealous very fast, and they're like, you can't do that. And it's like, when you get married, all of a sudden things change. Like the person you were before you were married no longer will exist. Right. And I'm like, why? I'm like, I want to be the same person and more and better. And I think your significant other should help you get there.
For sure. Also, we of course were talking about the impact of social media on women and on youth in general. But there is this new tendency of posting authentic photos, but sometimes it might go overboard, and sometimes the authenticity might not be as real. So, do you think that do you see that? Or you think that we should encourage people to post as many vulnerable posts as they can?
Yeah,
because there is this balance that sometimes maybe needs to be taken.
Yeah. So, like anything else in life, people wait for something to pop. And when it pops, it becomes a trend. And when that trend occurs, people are like, I want to hop on it, but I want to be extreme about it. And I think, like anything in life, you need to have that, you know, balance. You need to find that median. And I have seen some stuff where I am like, people are going a little too overboard just to get the attention, to get the validation of feeling like they're worth something. And again, that comes from inside, you know. But I think it's a good thing though, that I'd rather have a trend exist where women are doing no makeup and showcasing their body than not to have one. So even if there's extremes, that's cool because it's a very small percentage of it.
I'm sure you don't only have a section about women in your magazine, you have other segments as well, so talk about that as well.
So we have different categories. We have beauty, we have health and fitness, we have food and travel, we have self. Self is more on the self-growth, improving yourself as an individual. Yeah. And then recently, we also have style. Because Sunday Morning View has a particular style. When you get up in the morning, it's like that no makeup, messy hair, like oversized shirt and some bottoms. It's that type of Urban Outfitters meets Anthropology style. But we added a new section, which I'm very excited about, for food and travel, because I love food, I'm a foodie. And we recently brought on a foodie, a content creator. Her name is Mei Li Tan. She's amazing. And what we do is we go all over LA and we try foods and we write about them. We interview the owners.
Armenian food too, which is amazing.
I love Armenian food. I love like a good sultani plate or some lulu kebab.
Great.
I'm into sumac. Sumac?
I have no idea.
Wait, I'm saying it wrong. It's red. It's red and you sprinkle it on the rice.
Oh, I don't know. I have to check it out. Maybe it's not. You sure it's Armenian?
S-U-M-A-c?
S-U-M. I don't know. Sumac? Okay, I'll check that out. I
maybe
want to trust you. I want to trust
that. Super good.
Nice. So how can people follow you and your magazine on Instagram and probably through hashtags as well? It's very easy to find you.
Yeah. I mean, we've garnered about 29,000 on a personal hashtag. So it's called Sunday Morning View. And you can find everything under SundayMorningView.com, at SundayMorningView, and the hashtag.
And I think the name is genius. It's just...
Thank you.
Yeah, it represents Sunday morning view of almost every woman.
And very soon I will be doing a project with Armenian women. I'm looking to do something within the next few months, and I'd love to do an exhibition, and I want to shoot real authentic Armenian women here that I can find and just showcase their beauty.
Good luck with that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Շնորհակալություն իհարկե ձեզ նաև այս ընթացքում մեզ հետ լինելու համար կհանդիպենք կարճատև գովազդային դադարից հետո, որպեսզի ներկայացնենք օրվա լրահոսի կարևոր հատվածները եւս։ Մնացեք մեզ հետ։